On this episode, we talk all about nurse shoes. It's going to be super interesting. Atlas All Access starts now. All right. Corey Anderson.
Morning.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
It's been a while since you've been on with us.
True story.
So you brought this up about a week ago.
Yep.
And then it hit the internet like crazy.
About a half hour after I went to you guys. To
Absolutely.
Talk about it. Yep.
Yeah. And I was like super proud when you called me. I'm like, oh, this is something new or whatever. And then, seriously, like
Now
half
it's
an hour
not
later.
anymore.
No, it's not new. So the Nike announced the Air Zoom Pulse.
Yep.
So there's got to be a whole department at Nike that just comes up with names.
I'm sure.
Oh, let's see. What about nursing profession, healthcare travelers? Oh, Pulse. That's important.
Right.
Heartbeat? Should we do heartbeat? No.
They probably have a heartbeat model.
Maybe. So, an athletic shoe designed specifically for people in the medical profession.
Yep.
So, I guess let's talk first. Why do you think it took so long?
I don't know. It's absurd. There's special shoes for literally everything in this country.
And I've got a list here. So there are traditional shoes. There are shoes that nurses, healthcare professionals would wear.
Yep.
Right. And we'll talk about that a little bit. But this is, and maybe it's all just a marketing ploy.
I'm sure there's some of that in there.
Absolutely. Well, it's Nike. I mean, they're right. Built on marketing gimmicks. I mean, that's their thing, and that you know what you're going to get when you go into a Nike product or commercial or whatever.
For sure.
But it has taken a while for us to get a shoe specifically for, let's say, a nurse or.
And it didn't strike me as crazy until I read the article. It's like, why is this now just a thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Why is this all of a sudden? Why did it take so long to get to this point? So I guess the second question that I have for you is, do you think it's a gimmick, or do you think that now they designed these with a children's hospital in Portland, Oregon? So they did some studies. I'm sure they put stuff in people's shoes as they were walking and everything.
Sounds like they had test subjects and went about it the right way.
Okay.
So hopefully we'll see. Hopefully we'll find out more if we get some of these into some people's hands. So.
I know that there are outside of scrubs and stethoscopes and things like that, there's equipment specific to traveling healthcare professionals that they take with them on the road that's important to everything, to what they do day to day, like that they own, rather than maybe is issued by a hospital or something like that. Do you believe that this is going to be, that the Nike Air Zoom Pulse will just become one of those two?
I guess maybe you'd hope. Hopefully it's a good enough shoe that people have to have it, because if it works great, that would sure be awesome.
Yeah. I suppose it's going to be, we have to, the jury's out.
Yep.
And we'll get to more of that later, but the jury is out on that. We need some test subjects. And so we will get to the test subjects here soon enough.
Yep.
So last question for you here before we kind of talk about other shoes and things like that have been around in the industry before is, do you think other shoe companies will follow now?
If it is successful and word travels, absolutely.
Like, I know Skechers is on the list, and Skechers comes to mind just because they're a comfortable shoe anyway. And as I've gotten older, I have traded, and you as well, right?
Yep.
I have traded fashion and style,
absolutely,
for comfort.
Yep.
And my feet cramp up.
Yep.
Very easily, my feet cramp up if I'm walking for more than a couple days in a row. TravCon. When we go to TravCon, I know that my feet are going to cramp up, and that's going to hurt.
Right.
And so I wear the absolute most comfortable shoes I could possibly get, regardless of how ugly they are.
Correct. I'm very stingy, so I don't like to spend money. But when it comes to running shoes, you have to.
Absolutely.
I ref basketball, has to be not expensive. Well, they usually end up being expensive, but super comfortable shoes.
But quality equals cost,
Correct.
right? I mean, quality equals expense, right? That's, You're not just buying shoes at
in certain aspects, yes. I think you can waste money on some shoes that aren't worth it, but
that's true. Do a little research and then
correct.
Right. Okay, so if you had to guess, and this was all kind of part of that study too, if you had to guess, and I'm sure a lot of the nurses could vouch for this, traveling healthcare professionals could vouch for this, how many miles per day would that person walk during a 12-hour shift? Not per day, in a 12-hour shift.
Right. Got to be honest, I just saw this through my readings about this stuff. I think it's 4 to 5 miles a day.
4 to 5 miles per day.
That's so much.
So then average Joe, like me and you, in an office like right now, how many miles do you think we walk per day?
Half a mile.
You're a little light there. I think maybe if you're sitting at a desk or whatever for the majority of the day, maybe half a mile to a mile is average. They're saying 2.5 miles per day. Average person walking 2.5 miles per day. So
I suppose if we we have the tall desks here, so you tend to wander a little bit more. But
yeah, you stand up or whatever, and it's a long ways from my desk back to the bathroom,
right?
And then back up to my desk, and then back to the the chips or whatever in my very healthy
Regardless,
diet.
it's a fraction of what these healthcare folks go through.
Absolutely, and if my feet hurt at the end of the day, I can only imagine.
Right.
What?
And we get to sit down whenever we want.
Yeah.
They got that option isn't there.
That isn't there.
Maybe
at
a 30-minute lunch if they're lucky.
No. So I think this will be a fun kind of exercise to go through. There are 3 or 4, 5 different other brands that I found out there that have shoes, maybe not designed or marketed necessarily for the nurse, but for a traveling healthcare professional or healthcare professionals in general.
Sure.
Let's see if you recognize any of these. First of all, do you know what a clog is?
Closed-toed, open-heeled shoe of some sort. Yeah, ish.
I wouldn't think that's comfortable.
No.
I wouldn't think that's comfortable at all. That's Dansko, Dansko, professional clog, is the number 1 shoe for nurses right now.
It's interesting. I'd like to try one on.
Clog. Any clog, Jamie? Do you have any? Do you wear clogs? Is that a no?
DNKO, is that what you're saying?
Dansko, Dansko.
Never mind. I was thinking of like a 90s brand.
Oh, no. Okay. Skechers.
Yep.
All right. Allegra, not the stuff that you use for allergies.
Allergies, right?
Yes. The Allegra Women's Keel Professional Slip-Resistant Work Shoe.
Not familiar with that one.
See, it's just the one thing that kept coming up over and over again is slip-resistant. And I know in some of the studies that they did with Children's Hospital in Portland, they designed the toe box, which I guess is the front of the shoe, where I guess you would get steel toe and stuff for people that are working on work sites and stuff like that. The toe box is coated and easy to clean, which, look, I get it. I've seen the stories. Boy, but that probably has to be one of the things is slip resistant and easy to clean.
If you're spending money on a decent shoe, you don't want to go out and get it wrecked day one.
Right.
Because
someone pees on it.
Right. Or worse.
That happens.
Yep.
Okay. God bless you. That's okay. Crocs. I've seen it more often than I want, and my personal opinion of Crocs is irrelevant.
Sure.
My youngest daughter wears them, loves them. I don't understand it at all.
Me neither.
I don't get it.
Never had them on, but they are ridiculous.
And maybe you don't want to wear them because you might realize they're super comfortable.
Maybe I'm scared. Maybe deep down that's the deal.
Maybe. Clogs USA. Clogs with a K.
Huh. No, that's a new one.
There was the Clogs USA Maple Mule. Mule? What is a mule? Anyone?
I don't know if I want to attach that name to that shoe.
Shoe. Now, the only reason why I know Mule is because it came up on one of our favorite shows, King of Queens.
Sure.
Carrie goes shopping at one point and buys some sort of mule, and for a super cheap price. The episode is irrelevant, but you know which one I'm talking about.
It's phenomenal.
Absolutely. The last one, Timberland Pro Women's Renova Slip-On.
I've heard of the brand, of course, but not familiar with the shoe.
Not familiar with the shoe. Mm-mm. I got to tell you, every one of these shoes that I looked at online is not attractive at all. They're just not attractive shoes. But every one of them is listed like comfort is the number 1 all the way down the list, right?
Which, like we said, you trade in the looks for comfort for sure.
Absolutely. So I think just based on if this shoe actually performs like it should, if it actually has that comfort, then they might be onto something.
Yeah.
And I think it might influence a company like Skechers maybe, who already has that to a certain extent, to kind of just to branch out a little bit. Even the Skechers was like, I don't, it was pretty plain and
It's wild you don't see it marketed more at all.
No.
I guess. Maybe I don't, and we kind of run in this circle here, but
After 15 years of being in the industry and around
Right.
traveling healthcare professionals, I would think we would see that sort of advertisement. I see scrub advertisements all the time.
Yep.
All the time. I get targeted on Facebook. They think I'm a nurse too. So I don't know. Or I don't know. I mean, yeah.
and I think proceeds go towards back to the Children's Hospital, right?
Yeah, so the release date is December 7th, and they did 6 special ones that are going to sell. Like sneakerheads are going to look for these, that type of thing, that were designed by kids, I think, in the Children's Hospital.
Okay, and that's the proceeds from those go back. Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
And then, as far as I understand from reading that, they're at a later date, like later in December maybe, the regular shoe release will happen.
Perfect.
So that leads into your idea. Talk through what you want to do here.
Yeah, so when I saw the shoe, I approached you and I thought, man, we need to get these in the hands of people that can actually use them.
Yeah.
And then, because I'm dying to know how comfortable they are and if they're going to be worth it. So my idea was to run some sort of a little contest, and we'll get 3 pairs of these into the hands of some current Atlas travelers.
Yep.
And maybe have them wear them for a month, something like that, and then do either a written or a quick video chat review and kind of spread the word about their thoughts on them.
Yeah, because I think that'd be interesting. Is let's get them in the hospital, let's get them in the professional setting, and put them through the paces for a month to see how it works.
Correct.
I'm super interested to see how
Me
that may pan out.
Me too.
So what we'll do is at the in the comments section of this video here, we will put a link to your email address.
Yep.
And then Corey's going to post it on his page as well there on Facebook.
Yep.
So just respond with your shoe size. If you're interested in doing this, if you want to give it a shot. Now, there'll be some follow-up. We're going to work through some follow-up. We're going to give away 3 different pairs. We'll pick 3 different traveling healthcare professionals that respond within the first week and give it a week.
I think we decided maybe 2, but we'll see.
Okay.
We'll put the dates on there.
Now, I want to put a big asterisk on here because I don't know about availability on these.
Right.
These could be super limited, and we're not obviously going to give away the ones that the early release ones, but the regular release ones, they may be hard to get at first, or it may take us a bit.
Yep.
But we will get 3 pairs somehow, and get those in the hands of 3 of our travelers out there.
Yep.
So watch for the comments in this video here. Watch for Corey's page. Comment on either one of those with your shoe size, and then we'll draw 3 and contact you at a later date once we have those shoes in our hands and get them out to you.
Looking forward to it.
I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah,
Field research.
absolutely.
Who would have thought?
Look
All right.
Look at us.
Corey Anderson, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll put his contact information down here too, with if you want to get in touch with him. Corey is a recruiter with Atlas, been here for the better part of 4 years.
Almost 4.5, 5,
Yeah.
something like that.
Wow. And in the industry for 6?
6-ish.
Ish. So,
Yep.
all right. Thanks for being on with us.
Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it.
We'll see you next week.